Well, it's Thursday. It's that time again, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on ERN. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to round one of the Elite Racing League's premier championship, the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series, as we come to you today from Legacy Kentucky Speedway for the F5 Challenge 300 to kick off the first of 12 action-packed rounds this season. Joining me in the booth again this season is former Indy Fixed Series driver and Lionheart race winner Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, first off, welcome to Kentucky. But last time we were here, we saw the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series back in December. Adriano Pinheiro outdueled 6 other drivers in the final race of the season to win his second ERL championship. Tonight, 30-plus drivers for the first time since mid-last season, have signed up to try to dethrone him from trying to win a record-setting third championship. What are your thoughts going into this big night, this big round of the championship for the 2025 A season?
We waited for long. I really waited for long. We know we are really busy with the other stuff in P1, but we waited for this season come back. Since December 5th, when we have that race when Adriano Pinheiro became the new champion, the second champion, champion, the ERN. But again, we have a new faces like Andrew Good, or Matt Wagner, Carl Klendworth. What else? We have Craig Forsyth. We have a lot of people. Also, Richie Hearn, one of the IndyCar drivers, ex-IndyCar drivers before. So, but this year, for Adriano Pinheiro, it's gonna be. I think so. For him, the most important thing is win the Indy 500.
Yes.
Season A. So I think if he can do it, I think it's gonna be rest. It's not rest. It's like a breathe. Can finally win the Indy 500. Last year on November, I think so. He was close.
Yeah.
Very close with Chad Frankenfeld when he won the Indy 500. He was close, but he always said, "I want to win the Indy 500." So he have another chance for this year once again. So let's see what happened today in Kentucky. Started basically the race the race for him to become third-time champion in ERN.
Yeah, there's been a number of drivers in IndyCar history that have won the IndyCar championship and have never won the 500, and that was a huge weight on their shoulders for the longest time. Tony Kanaan was one of those drivers. For the longest time, Will Power was one of those drivers, and they both said to a man that when they finally won the Indy 500, it was like their career was complete. And even though this is sim racing and this is a virtual career, I'm sure Adriano would like to say that his sim career can be complete by not only winning the championship twice in the ERL, but getting one ERL Indy 500. And there's a couple drivers out there in the real driving world that won the Indy 500 but never won the IndyCar championship, and they're all like, "I'll just take and I'll keep all my Indy 500s. That's fine." Alex Palou is one of those right now, but I think he badly wants to win. I think he wants to win the Indy 500 very badly, but he's only won the championship, never the Indy 500. The opposite one is Helio Castroneves. He never won an IndyCar championship, but he won 4 500s, and he says, "Nope, I'm going to keep them all. I'm not trading a single one of them in." So we are getting ready to go official here in qualifying. There are your conditions on the screen. 117 degrees track temperature. We do expect that to go up for the race. 79 degrees ambient. And qualifications are complete. We have a huge field here for you tonight. So we are going to have to jump right on into tonight's starting lineup.
What a surprise.
And it'll be nice if I had my music queued up. Here we go. There we go. And here we go, our starting lineup here for the F5 Challenge 300 at Legacy, Kentucky. Fazaro, and making his first start in the series, goes to the pole, 2:13.7. Panero right next to him. Our defending series, two-time defending series champ, right next to him, right there in row 1. Fody and Stanley, two guys that were dogging him all season long last season. They're lining up next to him, right there in row 2. Wagner, Matty Wags, fresh off a win earlier this week at Motegi in the ISRA. He is lining up on row 3 with Hunter Smith. Laumann and Norgard back in row 4. Quill, the Star-Lord, in Ingrave from the FIS series, back in row 5. Messias and Huckleberry, the gas man on the inside of row 6. Sora and the Catalyst Andrew Wood on row 7. Forsyth and Pocock on 8. Back in row 9, Schold and Frankenfield. Herrick and Hearn, teammates, back in row 10. Albrecht and Cool, Huckleberry and Nixon, Kita and Camargo, Watson and Aldrich, Kernow and Clindy coming from deep in the field in row 15. My Hero, Morera, Mitchell back on row 16. Reblis and Fortson on 17. And Robert Hill, our broadcaster for our other series here on the channel, he's back, shotgun in the field, row 18.
Surprise, surprise. So our poleman is started from pit lane. I'm going to mention later why, but maybe I mistake, but I'm going to mention later.
Whoa, and green flag, and they were binding up behind him, and I was wondering what the call was there. But Fody gets a big jump. Stanley, he's now tucked in line in traffic a little bit. I will have to find out where that stack up was, and I think it was right there with Presley Sora for some reason. I think it might have been him or between Hunter and Leighton Norgard. No, Nelson Messias. There was a slow restart, but we are safely underway. And I apologize on this camera pack. This camera pack is not, caution on the racetrack, and I just spoke about it.
Only 1, 2. Oof. Ryan Schold.
No, Ryan Schold. One of the Hoosier 500 admins.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Weird. It's a weird. I don't know. I cannot see the other car, but I see like a.
Oh, Frankenfeld was in this too?
I don't see Frankenfeld.
Let's go back a little bit further.
Maybe a equipment malfunction, maybe something like that for Ryan Schold.
Well, let's see what happens here. Does it happen? I'm watching Frankenfeld because he got in it, but I don't think it. Not sure where it started yet.
And Schold, so Schold went to the
Oh,
wall.
Schold just goes directly to the wall, and then, oh man, into his teammate. And we're still learning names and liveries. I think we got the 4D cars in there.
And Henry have a
Pocock.
wheel damage.
Pocock was involved in that one. Shane Mitchell gets through. Fazaro, who started on pit road, who was our pole sitter, he sneaks through. Robert Hill sneaks through. Wags, something happened, and he's way back in the order, but I think he might have come to pit road. Not sure what happened, but he's down in the order as well. But unfortunately, we are under caution here very, very early.
So I see with the middle flag chat, Ryan Schold, Jim Herrick, and Kel Peacock. They have a middle flag, means is maybe have a big damage or maybe some damage can repair on the inside the pit. So you know what? It's like when you the car have a suspension damage and gone to the wall, something like that. But it's not like that.
All right.
So yeah, Jim Herrick have to go into the pit. Look at that, the wheel is just.
And
No
again,
good.
just trying to find them in the standings here, as we have a monster field here. But Fody,
13.
what you said?
And
Oh, there he is. He's
position
at 13th.
13.
There he is. Oh, yes, yes. And there is no fast repair in this league. We have yet to read the rules yet. But that is Jim Herrick coming to pit road. Hopefully they can get, I don't know if they're going to be able to get that repair. That might be day done for the 4D owner. As already a championship contender out, our Indy 500 winner out, and the admin of the Hoosier 500 later in December out. So an interesting start here. Number of drivers coming on the pit road to top off. Not a bad opportunity, especially if you're further back in the order. Lights are out on the pace car, but remember, there is a special restart here in the ERL where the leader will bring us to the green flag one lap after the pace car leaves the racetrack, so we will not go green immediately. And unfortunately, with Jim Herrick out, I do want to mention that the Elite Racing League's pole award today goes to our pole winner, which was Rafael Fazaro, and that's sponsored by 4D Racewear. And you want to check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel, and visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on their link in the description. They will be sponsoring the pole award and every league for the Elite Racing League this season. We're going to go green next time by. It is Fody Blauman in second, Pinero third, Smith fourth, Quill fifth, Stanley, Norgard, Ingrave, Messias, and Wood. That is your top 10 coming to the green flag this time by. If you enjoy ERN's coverage of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future ERN broadcasts. They broadcast every night of the week. Now let's go racing here at lap 7 in the F5 Challenge 300.
Thank you so much for the chat. Watkins Glen 90 said Ryan's PC lockup.
Oh, it is a mechanical. But we are back underway, and Blauman is in second, and he's directly under attack by the two-time and defending series champion, Adriano Pinero. Talk about being a rookie in the league and getting dogged right away by the biggest man in the biggest fish in the ocean for us. Everybody kind of being cautioned right now, with the exception of Wood to the inside of Messias. The Catalyst moving to the bottom, getting on by Andrew Wood, my broadcast partner in the Dark Horse Racing League for their DW12 series. Move him up to 8th. Fazaro sets the purple lap deep in the field, 207.7. So we know he still has pace, but unfortunately he has a bunch of drivers he needs to pass. Your biggest mover now, there's Fody going to the purple lap. Your biggest mover now is Jordan Kernow. There is Jordan. He is currently 15th, up 14 spots.
Nice. There's a lot of action on the back, on the front. It's like, where I have to
Where
stay?
do I put the camera? And there's a battle between Presley Sora and Nelson Messias, the Gas Man. And the reason why we call him the Gas Man is on the IndyCar Oval Series broadcast that we do over on P1 on Tuesdays. He won on a fuel mileage race at Dover in an IndyCar, and it was such a brilliant strategy. And he has carried that nickname ever since. So keep an eye on Messias. We know he knows how to save gas. Meanwhile, moving forward, Presley Sora looking on the outside of Craig Forsyth. Forsyth, veteran in many series. He's the defending champion of the Dark Horse DW12 Summer Series. And would like to probably get another win here in the ERL. There's Lindy looking on the low side of Huckleberry. He'll get him going into 3. Lindy up 13 spots on the move. And he slams the door on Dave. Right behind Dave, Connor Nixon. That's Cameron Dances, who's not in the lineup today. That's his teammate. We've seen those guys on the top split. We know that they know how to hustle these Indy cars. A little bit further back, James Watson at 27, just kind of watching the action in front of him, as we still have 31 cars running still right now. And there is Fazaro. He is by himself back in 31st. He started from the pole, but started on pit road for some reason. We're not quite sure. Reblis and Huckleberry. Reblis sponsoring the replays. I want to thank him for being a supporter of the league. Side by side. We got Takeshi Kida in there. Oh, Reblis in the wall in 2. Meanwhile, back up front, Foti pulls out now to about a second lead.
Now I speaking, and I have my micro mute. So I talking about Mark. So when it's really tricky to turn 2 because you think the car is coming into, but no, it's going to the wall. You have to at least play with the throttle, especially when you have a dirty air on the front.
Best commentary all day, and it was on mute, unfortunately. Tyler Foti, winner last season at Motegi, is our leader, lap 17 of 200 for the F5 Challenge. Today's 300-mile race here at Legacy, Kentucky is proudly sponsored by the F5 Challenge. This is a non-profit organization that enriches lives through face-to-face fellowship and exciting adventure challenges in a faith-driven environment. Their mission is built on the 5 F's: faith, fellowship, fitness, fortitude, and fun. F5 Challenge inspires people to lead active, connected, and purpose-filled lives. Learn more to get involved by visiting their website or following them on their social media. All the links you need are in the description. Want to thank them for sponsoring this race and many other races this season, the folks at the F5 Challenge. And there is an F5 car. That is Chris Albrecht. And right behind him, Jordan Kernow. Kernow down to the bottom. Not able to get that rotation on the bottom. This is the older configuration of Kentucky Speedway, the flatter version. This is actually the same version that when the IndyCar Series stopped racing here in 2011, this is the configuration it was. Of course, the last IndyCar winner here was Ed Carpenter in a very exciting race where he just edged out Dario Franchitti in 2011. It was the last race of the season that went the full distance in 2011. Unfortunately, before that very tragic Las Vegas race a couple of weeks later. The IndyCar track record set here by Sarah Fisher back in 2002 with a speed of 221.3. And the career wins leaders here at Kentucky are held by a couple of Indy 500 champions. Buddy Lazier and Sam Hornish each have 2 here at Kentucky. Cool and Clendy side by side through 3 and 4. Clendy gets a position. Move Clendy now up 15 spots to 15th. Back to the battle between Kernow and Albrecht, side by side, off a 2, down the backstretch. Kernow on the bottom has the position, but watch the run that Kernow is going to get on the top. They got to be careful of, always cognizant and careful of netcode with these cars. You can't get too close. They are
especially with the where we saw on
Sunday?
we saw yeah,
With the
saw
IRO5s, yeah.
exactly.
That was horrible on Sunday with the IRO5s in the Classic IndyCar Series. We're doing their winter series over on P1. And there were half a car widths when you see cars bouncing off of one another, when there's half a car opening between them. While Albrecht and Kurnow continue to battle it out, here comes Kyle Clenworth right behind him as he's starting to reel them in front of Albrecht and Kurnow. Richie Hearn, yes, that is former IndyCar driver Richie Hearn, winner at Las Vegas in 1996, part of the IRL event there. Also third place finisher in the Indy 500 back in 96. This is the real deal, and he is in the ranks here in the ERL, currently in 12th spot in that 4D sponsored car. Tyler Fode, still your leader, is now leader by 7/10 over Pinero, who got around Blauman. So Pinero now begins to reel in Fode. These are two of the challengers for the championship from last season. Blauman still holding down third. Hunter Smith, who had a very excellent finish to last season, a great 500, and was among the championship 7 going into the final race. He had himself a good end of season, a lot of momentum coming into this one. He's now 4th. He's up 2 spots, and he's battling Blauman right now. Jacob Quill, Star-Lord, is in 5th. Ethan Stanley, who led much of last season's season standings with multiple wins. Only on road courses, though. I don't think he won on the oval. Well, he won at Watkins Glen, and he won at a marathon slugfest of a race at Laguna Seca. So 2 wins last season for Ethan Stanley. And I got him in the position where he could be in the run for the championship, but unfortunately, the last race, which is double points that we have every season at World Wide Technology Raceway, just did not pan out for him. But we suspect that he will be part of the championship battle this season. Right behind him, a Leighton Norgard, now out of his rookie campaign from last season as a full-time ERL veteran. He is in 7th. Presley Sora started on the front row at Indianapolis last season. He is currently 8th. Craig Forsyth up 6 spots to 9th. Continue to watch him. I'm sure he's saving fuel. And Andrew Wood, the Catalyst, he is in 10th.
So we, in the time when the tire is making some trouble, so I saw Smith hit the wall. Some of them, like a heel, start to lose track. What else? Richard Hearn also too. He went to top 10 to now is top 14, and it's coming Clenworth for him. So this is the time where you have to decide. I know it's 200 laps, but you can play with the strategy and this long run. So
caution.
Yellow.
Caution.
Oh,
Connor Nixon, one of the regular veterans in the IndyCar, having a moment coming off of, looks like going into turn 3.
You remember when I told you about the tires? Nixon
yes.
loose. Ooh.
Yeah, he goes up the racetrack. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, and into the 28 of Hunter Ingrave. Just, oh man, Hunter, just an innocent victim.
Is it a situation where you try to recover the car, turn the wheel to the right, and then it's going to the left? So.
And we're watching Hunter on the replay here. He might be able to bring it around pit road and get some work done. Hopefully there's not a lot of damage on his car, but that was a good look to the inside. But unfortunately, the hit by, I'm seeing how he comes out. Connor Nixon was sufficient enough that, Connor's going to require some repairs as well. Now we're going to have a number of cars coming to pit road. I think everybody's coming to pit road, to be honest with you. Yep, here comes Fody, here comes Pinero, Blauman, Smith, Stanley, all coming to pit road. The entire field, lap 33. And I was talking with some drivers beforehand, and I was told that they could very easily do 50, 100, 150 and make this a 3-stop race, but I don't think the tires are really is what's going to be ultimately the issue here will be the tires. The tires aren't going to last. Your car will not be very effective. So I heard that maybe even do it in groups of 40 that they might do, that you'll be kind of fast all the time. Pinero, is he going to beat out Fody? No! Pinero beats out Fody, so he will pick up the would-be race lead. But we have a number, actually 2 drivers that have stayed out, Robert Hill and Ryan Huckleberry. They are going to gamble right now unless they're just looking for a little TV time up front and heading to pit road right after this.
So Rebellas report 70-85. So I know it's not really the worst condition for the tires, but the temperature in the track is make the worst. Because we are 46.1 Celsius, is 115 Fahrenheit in track. So it's really, really hot. And it doesn't matter how is the condition in the tire. It's how you use it. Because we know about the percent.
Yep.
You know the percent. But we don't know how much is the really temperature inside the tire. Could be 120 or maybe more than that.
Hill and Huckleberry decide to come to pit road, get that service done. They wanted to get a little credit of TV time up front, so they do that. But that will now turn the lead over to Pinero. Pinero got the lead coming off of pit road over Fody. Blauman now 3rd. Hunter Smith 4th. Ethan Stanley 5th. Norgard 6th. Forsyth now up to 7th. Presley Sora 8th. Andrew Wood 9th. And Messias in 10th. Lights are out in the pace car. Remember, restart rules here in the ERL IndyCar Series. We will go around one more time, and the leader will control the restart, not the pace car. So one more time, even though the lights are out, the pace car will come in. You will hear the sound effect for going green, but we will see one more lap with the leader up front. A little bit more of a proper IndyCar restart here on a sim that kind of still caters more to the NASCAR rule set, unfortunately.
I like that. I like the old restart when the pace car is go away, and they start to push after turn 3.
Yes,
that's the good restart. But it's not good for Scott. No, Scott Guggia was, I think.
Oh yeah, well he just passed the pace car. He just passed the pace car, and it wasn't good for him, but it was good for Jacques Villeneuve. That is for sure. The rule set that we're using tonight, this is a 1.5-mile D-shaped oval, 200 laps, 300 race miles, 9 sets of tires. So we're going to get 8 changes, 1 on the car, 8 in the pits, no fast repair. Pit road speed limit is 45 miles per hour. My understanding, lucky dogs are off. Restarts are controlled by the leader 1 lap after the pace car exits the track. They can increase speeds to roughly 90 miles an hour. Coming to green this time by at lap 38. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell for the next race. The next race for us in 2 weeks, Chicagoland. Coming to green flag this time by green flag back underway, and we are bound up at the back, and that was right around Clindy?
Forsyth. I see Forsyth clip, make like a small break, and he almost collected for on the car of Wood on the back. So yeah, at the same time, it's kind of, you have to pay attention also too, because we don't have the green flag in the service, so you have to pay attention. Maybe 3 cars on the front to you. One is the car is go.
Yeah, we've seen some leagues where they tell the drivers, you go, don't go when you see the green flag, go when the car in front of you goes. And a big run by Wood on the outside there with Messias. Here are three really long, big-time IndyCar veterans, many starts, hundreds of starts between these three right here, Forsyth, Wood, Messias. But, yeah, some leagues just say go when the car in front of you goes instead of going when it's green flag, because green flag sometimes will cause the accordion effect. But if you do just go when the car in front of you goes, it will be a more spread out restart, but you will not get the accordion effect where you have a incident on the front stretch. Also, when you do have one of those incidents on the front stretch, when the yellow comes out, that also might cause some scoring difficulties, because when the yellow comes out, part of the field is at one lap while another part of the field's at another lap.
Yeah, and they complicate everything. Yeah.
And iRacing typically gets confused at that point. Fazaro around Watson, so a little bit further back. Our pole sitter, who started on pit road, again, not sure why, in a battle with James Watson, the owner of Team Watson, the Team Scandia of the IR18 community. That man has so many drivers, but you know what? People like to drive for him, and that is a good sign. So James Watson right there in a battle with Fazaro. Also right behind him, my hero, Dan Marrero, on the low side of Camargo. Watch Dan Marrero. He is the, look at all the turbulence out there shaking this camera. Marrero is the defending Amateur Series champion, or the Amateur Division champion of the Formula Indy Series that races on P1 on Wednesday nights. So we know he knows how to get to the front. And he's getting passed by Kurnow on the high side. Now Kurnow cuts down in front of him, gives him the old Brazilian slide, and now moves ahead. So 2 positions for Kurnow. Move Kurnow up to 23rd. Richie Hearn blinks out, unfortunately, but he's back in. He's in 15th spot, but it happens right in front. You know, the funny thing is look at the car that's in front of Richie Hearn right now, Wagner. What paint job is that?
Yeah.
Talk about seeing cars of ghost past. That is Richie Hearn's livery that he won at Las Vegas. In the Ralph's Food for Less Stellara. Or, of course, it was the Ralph's Food for Less Renard back then. And that is Matt Wagner.
So about Rafael, I guessing because the server is it's not the same way you see in the server, the real in the fixed area. It's like you have at least 1 minute, I think so it's 90 seconds to coming in, or maybe 60, more than 60 seconds to coming into the car. In this condition, you have at least less, you have, I think so, 1 minute to come into the car. So when you have the grid, the static formation, the grid formation, you have a 50 seconds, 60 seconds. So you really forget that, and I'm guessing Rafael forgot about coming in the car on time. That's why maybe he lost the opportunity to stay on front when the green flag's out.
Here's another battle back with Kurnow, Watson, Aldrich. All three of these gentlemen, many IndyCar starts in these cars. In fact, Aldrich driving for Destino. Jeff Destino, the owner of that team. Kurnow getting a bit of a run down the front stretch. It is banked, but it is mostly it's banked, but it looks a lot flatter on the replay here. It is actually banked pretty decently. Kurnow, big run on the bottom as Aldrich cracks the throttle a little bit on the high side. And then he turns into 3, getting a full run at the top. Meanwhile, back up front, Pinero, your 2-time and defending ERL Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series champion, pulls away by 7 over Fody. Blauman third. Blauman's done a good job, LGN. He has stayed up in that lead group all day today. I'm not sure who he is. I haven't seen him in the community or in these cars, but he has definitely shown that he is able, especially with a lot of heavy hitters around him, to not crack under pressure and still perform very well in the first quarter of this race.
That's the good thing when you have a. That's what I said. Surprise, surprise! About the Rafael make the pole position today and this race, and then you have this guy, Brian Bluman, make a good performance so far for now. I don't wanna. We don't want to.
Don't want to jinx him, no.
But it's making good. It's one of the rookies in our series today, and it's pretty good for now. 4th spot so far.
And here is the schedule for the remainder of the season. We'll bring that on up for you. We're at Legacy, Kentucky today, then Chicagoland, our first road course race. For a number of these guys, they're looking forward to that. It's in Sonoma on the 27th. Then we have our first 500-miler, kind of the warm-up for Indianapolis at Auto Club. And LGN, if you remember what a slugfest we had at the US 500 sponsored by P1 Broadcasting last season at Michigan, another 500-mile at Fontana. That's going to be fantastic. Dover, that's going to be an interesting race, especially if we have 30 cars. Second road course at Barber, and our third road course at Long Beach. And that will wrap up the first half of the season. Then you see the second half, Nashville, Indy GP, Indy 500 qualifying for. So we are at Indy for much of the first portion of the month of May. Then we go to Milwaukee, just like they used to in the old days after Indianapolis, and wrap up for double points at World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway on the 5th of June. That is the 2025A schedule here for the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. And we do want to shout out one of our sponsors. They're here on the side of Ethan Stanley's car. That is Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting you with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always on the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, click on their link in the description. Everything you need to contact Blue Egg is in the description.
I'm gonna eat my words about the Brian Bluman. He already competed in 2021A season. He have the best result for Indianapolis and Indy 500, and 4 in Phoenix, the All Phoenix. And the worst result for him, Milwaukee, March 19, 2021, and the season 2021A. So he already have a status, and
he's got some starts in the car, but yeah, I always say when it comes to this car, the more reps you get in it, the more you get out of it. And I don't know if he's been racing elsewhere or doing a lot of practice or whatever, but you know when we do 7, almost just as many races during the week at P1 as ERL does during the week, almost a single race every night. You see a lot of drivers in the community. Have not really seen Brian out very much in the community, but he must have very sharp skills. And good to see him up in 3rd spot there. And he's being chased down by Hunter Smith, who's having himself another good race. $60 of 200. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We are still kind of in the first half, early stages of this race, just a couple of cautions. Now, last time we had this many cars at the start of the season at Homestead, we were down 10 cars already in 10 laps. Right now, we still have 29 cars still running out of the 35 that started. So we're doing a good job. Drivers giving each other some room, giving each other a little bit of leeway in these early stages. Here comes Hunter Smith underneath Blauman. This is a battle for 3rd. See that high side momentum Blauman has. Now on the low side, here comes Hunter Smith, starts to push up a little bit. Tries to keep it off the left rear, excuse me. And he, takes a duck to the inside, sends it into 1. He got there. I think Blauman rolls out of it a little bit, allows Hunter to get the run. Now Hunter with the position, but he hasn't really fully secured the spot. He hasn't moved up yet. Blauman now cuts down. He's in the draft of Hunter. Hunter now secured the position. Hunter's now, Brian's not done yet. He's going to go to the outside and try to get this back.
That's the best position where you want to pass or maybe defend it, but also they're going to put you on the wall. So it's kind of good the way, but the way to try to catch again the position is going close and squeeze the guy on the inside you to try to hold the position. That's what Brian did it. And you remember what's happened with Brandon Tross and Madeska in the Indy Fixed.
Yeah.
I told you, he had to squeeze the guy on the inside to try to defend the position. That's the best to try to. But you have to do it when there's the last lap or maybe 2 laps to go.
Riding with Blauman now, going through the gearbox. If you think it's just keeping your foot on the pedal and turning the wheel in IndyCar, it is not like that. Look at the 5th gear now, 4th gear, 5th gear, back again, trying to keep those revs high, trying to keep that engine and the momentum up so he can stay in the draft of Smith in front of him. The draft envelope in these cars extends about 1.5 seconds behind. So he is still in the draft envelope. The good thing is he's getting the pull down the straights. The bad thing is he's getting dirty air in the corners. And you need clean air to help these cars get around the corners, especially with old tires. We are now past 30 laps in this stint already, people. And it doesn't seem like that long, but we went 34 on the first stint for a lot of drivers. We are now approaching that level of laps right now.
So we are close for the second pit stop. So I'm going to say maybe 35 should be the best one.
Caution, and there it is again. Tristan Fortin.
Oh, it's coming at the same time when we talking about that.
Let's see what happened with the rocket down the backstretch. He had a mechanical. He did not turn in. I don't know if that's a VR or a wheel that stopped working. Oh yeah, look at the hand position. Let's see this again.
I know, maybe.
Is that the hand position? If the hand position automatically crosses over, then that's a wheel disconnect. But we'll see. Everyone's going to come to pit road this time. So, and there's plenty of tires still on everyone's pit box that they'll be fine. But we'll watch Tristan Fortin, who is a community member in the IndyCar. He drives these cars many times during the week in official races. So this is a very unlucky situation for him. He goes to 4th gear, 3rd gear. No, that is not a wheel DC, but I think maybe if he was running in VR, I think that might have been a VR failure. What he wanted to do was get up against the wall and stay there, and that's what you saw. I'm gonna guess that's exactly what happened.
Okay, what I understand is that when you're trying to take the turn, you have to take the turn close to the wall and then make the turn. I think so. He missing the calculation.
Did he miss the turn in? You think he missed the turn in?
So,
okay.
And you see, it's close to the safety barrel, and he hit the wall. And he tried to go in, and then it's weird because and then he going to the wall again. Maybe it's between that and maybe you said that about the.
I thought it might have been a VR disconnect, but it's possible that when you miss your turn in just for a second, and then all of a sudden these walls are like magnets for these cars, and they'll just pull you right on in, and there's not a way to get off them. And he was doing the right thing once he made contact with the wall, is to kind of hold the wall so you hold your line so you don't come back down into traffic and take out a bunch of cars. So he did have the proper etiquette there. But the way that he turned the wheel up in the wall made me think also that there was a VR. We'll hopefully find out here a little bit later someone can report on that if they know what the answer is.
Yeah, sometimes it happens when you're going too close to make the turn and you hit that thing when it's coming the flag to the safety barrel.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes sense what you said, because when after that is maybe 50 meters more, he went to the wall with kind of damage. With the yeah.
Let's get in a word real quick. A real quick word for World Wide Technology Raceway and their upcoming Cup and Xfinity Series schedule. We'll be right back for the green flag.
Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to World Wide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers, and we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
All right, pace car off. Field is in the control of Pinero. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. In chat, asterisk means it is a rookie. If we know their rookie status, they will get an asterisk. Although, really, it's an asterisk. It's a rookie in this organization of this league. People first certainly like Messias, Clinworth, Kidda, some people that we know that runs these cars a lot in other leagues in the community, IndyCar community. They're not necessarily rookies. It's like Juan Montoya when he won in Indianapolis. He was a rookie because he just made his first start there, but he was anything but a rookie in the lineup. You know what I mean? So a lot of the same thing going on here. So just because they do have the asterisk next to their name, just means they're a rookie in the league. Doesn't really mean they're a rookie in the car. Coming to the green flag, Pinero, Fody, Smith, Blaum, and Forsyth. Big Craig now up 10 spots to 5th. Here we go, going green at lap 73. Good restart. Andrew Wood in position, taking a look on the outside, and he gets blocked by Messias. Messias saw what's going on. He pulled out. Now Messias on the outside of Leighton Norgard. He's going to get a big run and going to get the draft from the car in front of him. And also, that's going to be help from Ethan Stanley. So now Wood tries to get around Presley Sora. But Norgard back to 9th. Oh, Wagner, nowhere to go there. 3 wide at the line.
That's close.
Right behind him is Clindy in that multi-technicolor dream coat. Love that color of that car. We're going to go 3 wide to the 3. Down low, Wagner under Norgard, and with the new tires, he scoots on by. And on the high side, here comes Clindy. Norgard's like, what side should I look at?
Good move on Clindy on there. They tried to go on the front because the tire is better, but now
he's way up in the gray now. But he's going to get a big run down the backstretch, and he's going to get the draft of Wags, and he's going to pull himself right along and away from Norgard. Norgard now losing multiple positions. He's going to lose one to Albrecht. He might lose one to Hearn, move him back to 14th. So he's trying to, I think he might have been shaken up a little bit by that start. Fody purple lap that time by, and P2 in the draft to 11.4. Oh, here's going to be a good battle. Forsyth and Stanley for 5th. Stanley to the bottom of Forsyth. Stanley, big week this week. Got a win in the Cup Series, I believe, at Zandvoort. You don't see that very often. Cup cars at Zandvoort. So congrats to him. But he goes from Cup cars at Zandvoort to Indy cars on a super speedway, or at least an intermediate oval. That is a big change in driving style. Hats off to Stanley, and he's up against one of the big pros in the community, Craig Forsyth, who's probably streaming right now on his own channel.
It is.
Still side by side for this battle. We're at lap 78, coming to 79 of 200. Opening round here, 2025A Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Leighton Norgard recovers now. He's in a position where he can slam the door on the cars behind him. He's in 12th. Albrecht 13th. Richie Hearn 14th. Kernow 15th. Thomas Kuhl up 6 spots. We'll shout him out. Haven't mentioned him at all today. Kuhl right there. He is in 16th spot, up 6 positions. Your biggest gainer of the day right here. We're going to go back to Clindy. Up 19 spots to P11.
Really good for him, but it's you figure out it's really hard. We still have an 120 passport line, 120 laps to go, and maybe it could be a have opportunity going to the front. Everything gonna happen, and then 120 lap.
Yeah, my advice to a lot of the rookie drivers or drivers that are not used to this car: get through the first stint, get through the opening laps. That's when the racing is going to be the most hectic. And you're going to see, even though we haven't seen it yet, I still suspect that we're going to get a green flag pit stop cycle and work on those green flag pit stops, getting on and off pit road safely, and then survive to that final stint. Very much for those of you that follow Cup cars and Cup history, very much the Mark Martin way of things. If you follow IndyCar racing, very much the Rick Mears side of things is set your car up, set yourself up, but put yourself in a position that you can go racing for a top 10, a top 5, or a win in the final stint. You can't do that in the first stints, so just set yourself up to get to those final stints. And a lot of drivers have heeded those words as we had some good opening laps here. Not a lot of attrition for a field this size. 35 cars started this race. We still have 27 running, and of those 27, all of them are on the lead lap.
We have a good name on the. We have a good field actually. We thought it's gonna be a kind of hard, but we still have a 27 cars, and it's at a good level. It's a very good level. The people understand how it is management with the car, and also understand. That's what I always said. It's 200 laps. You have to have a mean mind in your mind. Is 200 laps, and don't be crazy in the lap 1 or 2.
Right, you can't win it in the first quarter or the first lap, but you certainly can lose it. So the first 2 races of the season, 300 milers. So these is really kind of setting themselves up for their first 500 mile for round 4 at Fontana. But then the first road course race of the season is only 188, but it's a very challenging road course at Sonoma for round 3. So a very 2 intermediate tracks to kind of get you used to how the IndyCar behaves leading off this season. Very wisely scheduled there by the admins. And then bang, your first road course, and then bang, your first super speedway as Blauman slid a little bit into 3 and 4. He was not, that car was, well, I tell you what, that car was not happy, and in turn made him not happy. And here comes Craig Forsyth now on the back end of him looking for that position.
He have to adjustment again the inside car, because I see on the back is maybe making some strange move. Now it's stabilized, so it's coming Craig Forsyth for the position. Yeah,
he's probably going to the weight jacker, or maybe if he's even more drastic than that, for subtle changes, go to the weight jacker. It moves weight along the car. He's going to lose a position. He's loose there. See how high he is, too? He's not wanting to turn the wheel. He might need to go to those bars and stiffen the bars a little bit and make the car less loose.
It's still loose.
Yeah.
And I see on the back, it's still loose. It's still loose in the turn 2.
So he needs to stiffen the front bar and soften the rear bar. Or go towards the negative numbers for the weight jacker. And those are all tools they have access to on their steering wheels, if they properly map them. Some people don't. Sometimes they use the menu. But if they're smart drivers, you map them. You can change your engine mapping to save fuel. Sora and Messias side by side through 1 and 2. Messias now up to 7th, but Sora gets it back. Sora on the front row at Indianapolis. The 500 last season. Had himself a good finish to the season as well. He's also a sponsor of a couple of races this season. PresleySora.com. Oh, Messiah slid up. Oh, wow. And you know Messiah's rolled out of it because you see the space between him and Presley Sora so quickly. So Messiah's got an arrow wash in front of him, probably because of those cars racing in front of him. And he could not get the clean air on the wings and just about end up in the side pod of Presley Sora. Woo.
That was pretty good pass of Presley Sora. Pretty good pass and surprise with Messiah.
Here are two of my broadcast partners for 9th, Clindy and Wood. And also another interested member of that viewing party is Matt Wagner in 11th. He's right behind him. 93 of 200, quickly getting to the halfway point.
That's why, because I think so. The race is very entertainment with all the stuff we saw, and that's why it's so fast.
Wags and
Sometimes
Wood.
Sometimes we see long races and you say, "Oh my God, it's gonna be a long race," but no. When you have a good drivers like here, it's make everything entertainment for us.
And now Leighton Norgard under Andrew Wood. Want to thank one of our premier partners, World Wide Technology Raceway. World Wide Technology Raceway is a premier motorsports facility located in Madison, Illinois, just minutes from downtown St. Louis and the iconic Gateway Arch. The track features a 1.25-mile oval home to thrilling events like the NASCAR Cup Series, Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series, a 2-mile infield road course, which hosts the Speed Tour Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America. Drag racing fans can experience the power of NHRA-sanctioned quarter-mile drag strip, which hosts the NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals. And for karting enthusiasts, the Kartplex offers the state-of-the-art karting experience for all ages. To learn more or to grab tickets for one of their marquee events, visit their website. The link is in the description. And we'll be running commercials for them tonight as well. We want to thank Worldwide Technology Raceway for just being a fantastic supporter of the series and the league. And that's why we have double points at their track at the end of the season, because they're the best.
Yeah, we saw it with the Adriano Piñero that day, make and secure the championship, and also he wasn't one of the he started from the back, not the lead, but he win the race with a good performance in the World Wide Technology.
Yeah, and that's kind of exactly what he needed to do in order to win the championship, because everybody else that was involved in that championship, 7. So we had 7 drivers going into that championship, or that were eligible for the championship into that final race. Every single one of them really had to win the race to win the championship, and he did exactly what he needed to do. Messiah's down low under Sora, and he actually passed very easily that time. Whoa, Clindy sideways going through the corner. He caught it, but he's back straight now. I do want to thank our big sponsor, and that is the Warriors for Peace. They are the series sponsor. They are proudly the sponsors here of the IndyCar Series for yet another season. The Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit organization working to end violence and inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more, to support their mission, visit their webpage at warriors4peace.org or follow one of their socials today. All the links you need are in the description, and we want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series here in the Elite Racing League. Just past the halfway point, Pinero, your 2-time and defending champion, is our leader.
The other thing about the Worldwide Technology Raceway is about the after 250 laps, because it's 2 double points that day. Ethan Staley, he retired the car after maybe 20 laps and started the race. He's still second place until Tyler 40 make the points for 1 point different between Stanley and
a very late pass. In fact, a very late pass. Messias, the gas man. Trouble on the backstretch. What happened? He did it all by himself. I'm not sure what happened.
Messias. There is Messias.
And we are 33 laps and 34 laps into the stint again. So we are at the same point. We have the first two cautions. And he comes up in the dirty air. Oh, yeah, we're going to watch this from the in-car. Yeah, we're going to watch. Oh, wow. And Clindy. Did Clindy get him?
Oh, it was. Let me tell you, if it's real life, for sure. But iRacing forgive him. Once again.
All right, so here, I'm going to bring the telestrator out. So he has dirty air from this car in front of him right here. And he has dirty air from this car on the high side, actually. So he gets in there, goes to the bottom, and then this car, he's getting dirty air. But he should be getting mostly clean air, so it just shoots to the top. Maybe the right front was just too worn out by trying to run these guys down. But, yeah, a little bit of aero wash there at the end finished them off, but it looks like the tires were spent.
He made the run. Yeah, he made the wrong turn. Look at that. He in the turn one, he going down, and then he stay alone in the middle and turn on the line in the first line, and then he went to the wall. It's like when you try to make the first line, and you think you're secure to exit on turn two, but you have to play again with the throttle.
All right, so while we got time,
is surprised.
Clindy is in 6th now, and he seems to be okay. While we have time, let's get a word in from World Wide Technology Raceway for their, I believe, their Cup race coming up, and we'll be right back in time for the green flag.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we're back at lap 106 of 200 under caution. I believe this is our third caution of the day. And they've all seemed to happen right about lap 33, 66, 99. They seem to all be about the same point every lap in the lap of the stint. 35 for everybody that came in this time by on pit road for the stint length. So lights are out on the pace car. It will dive the pit road and put the field under the command of Adriano Pinero. Let's take a look at Pinero's stats for the day, and he has led 71 of 106 laps. So he has led the bulk of the day. Right behind him is Tyler Fode, has led some laps today. Craig Forsyth is in 30th and Stanley 4th. Blauman, who is listed as a rookie, but not a rookie according to chat. We will get that fixed for next race, is in 5th. In fact, if anybody's watching and their team name isn't right or their manufacturer's not right, just let me know. We'll get that fixed, not a problem. Clindy is 6th. Matt Wagner up to 7th. Presley Sora 8th. Leighton Norgard. Hey, man, Leighton's had a very good race. Very good race. He has been in the top 10 basically the whole day. He fell back a little bit on that last restart, but recovered well. And Hunter Smith in the top 10. Andrew Wood has been around the bottom portion of the top 10 for all day. He's in 11th. Kernow 12th. Richie Hearn has been in this 10 to 15th range all race long as well. He's 13th. Thomas Kuhl up 8 spots. He is now in 14th. Kita from Chile. He is in 15th up 10 spots. Albrecht Vazzaro, Reblis having a good race in 18th. Watson 19th. Dan Marrera, my hero, he's in 20th. Going the green flag this time to lap 107, coming to 108. We are past the halfway point. Still a couple more stops to go to get to the end here. Maybe one more after this. If they can get to the 150 mark, one more stop to go. Lindy tried to send it down on Blauman on the inside, but Blauman just slams the door. Wasn't enough room there. Blauman in that 23 Jordan car. I like it, man. I like the touch. So I used to sell tennis shoes back when I was in high school, back at the finish line. So yeah, I had quite the shoe collection. So I'm partial to that design. Clindy is in 6th here, and there's Wagner right behind him, side by side with Sora up high. Hunter Smith way down low underneath Norgard, just not going to have the momentum there, but he gets himself in a position where he could try again.
Stanley on Forsyth close.
Pinero purple lap 2:12.7. Here is Forsyth taking another stab at it again. He's in the draft. Everybody still has to stop one more time, so we're not in a fuel mileage situation.
It should be 2 times maybe?
I think one more time. If they can get to 150, they should be good to go to get to 200, according to what I've been told by drivers. They can do 50 lap stints.
Okay.
We just haven't got the 50 laps in any of our stints yet.
But the thing is about the tires, so it is good to stay on the 50 laps. We already saw it, how the people is getting struggle with actually the weather is in 107 now, and we still have a struggle after 30 laps.
Yeah, 107 degrees, track tip, 79 degrees ambient. Wood setting up Norgard for a high pass attempt off of 2. He's going to get a big run. There's Kurnow with him. Now Wood, fresh off a podium to start the week at Milwaukee for the Elite IndyCar Series, the other one that runs on the other Elite Series that runs on Sundays. So he's had himself a good week. Oh my goodness! How did netcode not become an issue there?
That was close.
I tell you what, Norgard and Wood need to go out and get themselves a lottery ticket because they are lucky. They are lucky. Fierce racing here behind Richie Hearn. Fazzaro up to 15th, started on pit road. Says he's down 14 spots, but really that's not indicative of where he started. He technically was supposed to start from the front row on the pole, but he did not make the gridding in time and then to start from pit road. Luckily, we also had a semi-early caution that helped him close the gap back up to the leaders. And he's able to fight through. He's in an F1 throwback livery. Rafi, we can get you an IndyCar livery if you need one, buddy. That is not a problem. It is a colorful one. I will give you credit on that, though. But Rafi is basically had to start at the end of the field, so effectively he's gone from 35th to 15th. That's 20 spots. Your biggest gainer technically, even if it was he started back from that far back, is Clindy. He is up 24 spots now to P6.
Oh, I already figured out what is the skin of the Raphael. Yeah, it's the Williams in 1997 when they make the deal with this engine, kind of weird engine, is going worse. So 97 was 98, I think. No, 98. Sorry, 98 when he was Franzen and somebody else. I want to figure out.
I need your help on that one. That's my F1 knowledge is not as deep as my IndyCar knowledge.
Yeah, was it the worst year for Williams at that time when Hava Villeneuve has a championship at 97? Yeah, that was pretty good. So they have this macaron, something like that. Villeneuve and Frentzen as a driver at that time. The worst one. That time, that 98 was McLaren with Hakkinen champion.
Watching a battle here between Takeshi Kita and Pizarro.
When McLaren changed it from Mercedes-Benz.
Let's get into gaps here on the tree. Let everyone know where the closest battles are on the racetrack. And Thomas Kuhl. He has now ran down Andrew Wood. That is no easy feat right there. Andrew might say, oh, I don't have a lot of practice, but Andrew Wood's many, probably hundreds of starts. Kita side by side with Pizarro going into 3. If you're just joining us, this is ERN's coverage of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. The F5 Challenge 300 coming to you from Legacy Kentucky Speedway. We've completed 123 of 200 laps. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. I want to get that off the screen. That is actually the next race. All right. Back up front, Pinero very comfortably, a second lead over Fode and Stanley. Much like last season, these two chasing down this guy. The next time we will be on the air for an ERL Warriors. What's that? Where
Brian and Sora, Brian and Sora very close to hard and hit it. They have a really good battle over there, and Sora passed for an outside on Blumer. Very close. They almost Sora collect on the behind. I think so. It looked like kind of blocking on Brian over there.
So Sora around Blauman, and that puts Sora now up to 6th. Clindy's up to 5th. We missed the pass that he moved up a position. Now he's going to try to run down Craig Forsyth. Smoke on the inside of 1. Not sure where that's from. Next race for us is in 2 weeks at Chicagoland, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 Thursdays from now. Don't miss it. All these same drivers lining back up on a slightly higher banked 1.5 oval.
Camargo collected the apron and hit the wall on the exit on the pit lane.
Okay.
Game over for him.
So it is game over for him. Unfortunately, he is on pit road now. 24 cars left running. Shea Mitchell, we'll get him a little run time here in the Krispy Kreme car. He is the last car on the lead lap, just kind of hanging out in the back, picking up free spots as attrition occurs, as we are getting in that point in the race where you've been doing this for now, what, an hour plus? You know, there's equipment failures, there's people losing concentration, any number of things, and just picking up the easy passes when people retire. That's one easy way to do it. But Shea Mitchell running 24th. Pizarro around Kita side by side. This is a battle for 15th. We were kind of watching some early stages of this battle a few laps ago. And Kita now around Pizarro. Albrecht blinking, but I think he's back in place. Again, Albrecht carrying the F5 sponsorship, and they are the sponsor of today's race. Want to check out all their socials on their website. It is in the description. But it's a non-profit organization that enriches lives through face-to-face fellowship and exciting adventure challenges in a faith-driven environment. Their mission is built on the 5 F's: faith, fellowship, fitness, fortitude, and fun. F5 and Challenge inspires people to lead active, connected, and purpose-filled lives. Learn more to get more involved by visiting their website or following them on social media. All the links you need are in the description. Like the 5 F's. Kind of reminds me of Kurt Angle when he had the he had the 5, I forget what it was for.
Intensity.
Integrity, intelligence.
Something like that, yeah.
The 5 Eyes. We can ask a source here that might know that.
Intensity, integrity, and intelligence. That's the 3A of Parango. So funny.
Yeah, it's intensity, integrity, intelligence, and inspiration. I don't know if that was really one of them, but yeah, that's what I always hear. Someone has the 5 F's or the 5 Eyes or whatever. I always go back to Kurt Angle. That was always funny. But yeah, we're also closet wrestling fans. Very sorry here, folks. Back up front, we'll get back to racing. Pinero, your leader. There's a lot of comparisons between the IndyCar splits in the late '90s and the WCW and the WWF war, the Monday Night Wars. There's a lot of comparisons between those two. If you look at both of those feuds, WWE, of course, didn't have all the name wrestlers, but they had WrestleMania, of course. IndyCar or IRL didn't have all the name drivers, but it had the Indy 500.
Mm-hmm.
And Kart had all the named drivers. WCW had all the named wrestlers. But unfortunately, WCW lost the war. IndyCar wins. Even though you never knew it, looking at the schedule and the rule set, you never know it. But
it's like a Undertaker for me. It's like a AJ Foyt team. It should be AJ Foyt going to Champ Car, but he decides to stay on IRL. Yeah, Eddie Cheever is like Shawn Michaels or maybe Bret Hart. What else? They tried to coming in back again. Yeah, it makes sense. I never thinking about that. You're right. I think Champ Car have a more popular at some point because they have a lot of ovals and mix and stuff. But the IRL is like, okay, we are here, but
yeah.
the main is Indy 500. So good. So WCW tried to do the batch, the Great American Batch or whatever, and it's like nope. Indy 500.
No, it's not WrestleMania. I just got a notification on my phone. I'm watching Matt Wagner right now. He lives in the, I think he lives in the greater Knoxville area. And I believe they just issued a tornado warning for that area. So hopefully the weather holds up for Matt. Now, last night during the Horizon IndyCar Series race we had on P1, which he's a part of, we were having thunder ice storms here in the just north of Indianapolis. And so I was worried about losing power all race long, especially after that last bolt of lightning I saw outside my window. I was like, good Lord, you don't really expect to see bolts of lightning like that in the middle of early February. But, yeah, we were having thunder ice storms yesterday. And so a bunch of weird weather floating through the to the Midwest right now. Hope everyone's okay. Settle in, though. We still have 100 mini laps to go here. We're still coming now 60 to go here with the F5 Challenge 300 at Legacy, Kentucky. Settle in. We still got at least one more pit stop to go.
I don't want to jinx, but we are 38 on the Steam.
You are right. You are right.
We are good so far for now. It's 41.1 Celsius for outside the USA. 106 Fahrenheit for you inside.
And the Freedom units. Fody and Stanley are very close on the racetrack. They're working with one another. I believe they are teammates, I think. This will tell me.
By the way, we didn't mention about the manufacturer championship we have in this year.
Yeah, that's going to be Chris Albrecht. We'll get the camera back on him. He's loosely keeping those standings, and we'll keep you up to date on them here as part of the broadcast. It's kind of an unofficial championship for the Nations Cup, and then we're doing a kind of unofficial also for the Manufacturers Cup. Of course, in the service, in real IndyCar racing, there's only two makes. It's Chevy and Honda, and in the service, it's indistinguishable. You're just driving an IndyCar. It doesn't matter kind of what's under the hood here. But to add realism for the series, you could pick either Chevy or Honda for your badge. So when I show the information for Pinero there, he's got the Honda badge next to his name.
Yeah, that's what I tried to mention. So Honda is for Pinheiro. 40 is Tyler 40 is Chevy.
Chevy, yeah.
And it's Stanley.
Also Chevy.
Chevy.
And
so
Craig Forsyth in the Honda.
Oh, you have everything over there.
And Clindy in the Chevy. Sora in the Chevy. Plowman in the Honda. Hunter Smith in the Honda. Wags, not declared. We'll get that taken care of for the next one. And a Leighton Norgard in the Chevy.
Oh, Wagner is Chevy too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a file that reads all this information for the overlay, and that just needs to get updated. But that's kind of what we got going on here. As we've kind of got into a position of the race here where things have settled down.
Clay Mitchell hit the wall on front of Pinheiro. I thought it was going to be the yellow flag at there. He really saved the car nicely.
And there is Shea.
I think with that hit, he have to go into pits because, yeah.
Probably a hard lick, yeah. And we'll see what happens when Fody and Stanley get up to him here. Again,
I don't know.
Sorry about these camera angles. It's not the best camera pack we have available for this track.
To be honest, I don't know how Adriano Pinheiro is going all the laps in turn 2 in the first line. It's going super easily, make the super easy turn on the first line, turn 2, now on turn 3 and 4 for the first line. Is something everybody tried to do it, but they make a lose the car. So he already catch the adjustment inside of the car, and he's really secure, and he's driving today. Going inside, and then with dirty air on the front, he'd make the good turn.
And the leaders get around the lap traffic.
I think so. It's gonna be time to maybe the people gonna call the pit because we are 47 past to the line to go, and yep. So Glendy's coming now.
Yep, watching him. And also coming on pit road, Hunter Smith and We got Craig Forsyth.
I gotta stay focused on Stanley coming now. Ooh. Okay, clear for Stanley. I thought it was gonna be a beating over there. James Watson is coming now. Oh, Clay Mitchell is going to the grass.
Oh, yeah, he's kicking up all sorts of debris on pit road. There we see James Watson on pit road.
Penalty, maybe entry. I don't know.
So Pinero's still out there leading. I was just checking some information from around the racetrack and community. Pinero, that's why I was a little quiet, but Pinero is your leader. Foti still out there. He is still yet to pit. He is 52 laps in his stint. Sora yet to pit. He is 52 laps into his stint. So these are final stops happening right here. No more stops after this unless they want to come to pit road for tires on a late caution. Leighton Norgard. There we see that was Andrew Wood, I believe, coming to pit road. Yeah. Oh, no, that was not Andrew Wood. Sorry. But in order to come to pit road, they got to use the apron.
Now.
Okay, see where Pinero's coming in. Very slippery down there. Very easy to get out on the grass. And now you got to be down to the rev limiter, the speed limiter at those yellow cones, which he was. Now it's a long, and caution on the racetrack.
Piñeiro's in the box now.
He's on pit road. He was already on pit road when it happened, and I'm not sure. I'm trying to find out.
I see the smoke. Oh, it's Brian Loman coming for the exit on for the pit. He went too wide. He lost the car. He tried to recover the car and.
So it was Blauman. Okay, so we'll take a look at that real quick. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. He's damaged. All right, so we're going to go back in time quite a ways here. It looks like he might have coming off pit road, you said?
Yes, without exit on the pit road.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back probably 40 seconds here. Okay, so here he comes off pit road. Common problem with these cars with cold tires. He has got cold tires. He's coming off a pit road. At these green cones right here, he just passes. He comes off the button and just stands on it. And so we're going to go on a little bit of an overhead view. And now he wants to come up to speed as fast as possible. That's the key. Now look how it's like threading the needle, first of all, coming up to on the pit road lane there. There's not much room. Mm-hmm. And the back end twitches. He catches it. Back end twitches again and into the inside wall. And unfortunately, that's day done. And that is in the middle of the pit cycle. Pinero might have got lucky on this one.
He is lucky because he's the lead after exit of pit road. Because all of them, Dan Moreira, he is in pit road now.
Yeah, Dan might have. He had to come to pit road. Some of these cars might have been critical on fuel. Connor Nixon pit road, Victor Aldrich on pit road.
But he showed me Clendy to. So it's Clendy, Stanley, Forsyth, Smith, Wagner, Richie Hearn, Kurnow, Albrecht, and Watson with one lap down. No, Watson is.
This is going to be interesting. So this is This is just shook everything up like a martini. This is going to be something.
But Piñeiro is going to make it wave per round. Because they show me how with 1 minute and 6. So means Tyler 40 is the leader of the race now.
Okay, so, and let me explain the wave around rule here if you're not familiar with IndyCar and the wave around. By virtue of being the leader, which is Tyler Foti, classified currently right now as the leader, he gets to bring the field back up to green flag, up to speed for green. So he gets to bring the field to green. That is his right as the leader. So all these cars are getting the wave around. So they are going to cycle back behind all those that are currently in front of them, which I don't know how far back in the order they're going to be. They're going to be buried quite a bit. And this is, I think, bad luck for Pinheiro. I said this might be good luck, but it is bad luck because he's going to have to pass a lot of cars in less than 40 laps in order to get back to where he just was. And the same thing with Clindy. Stanley, I think, is in the same boat. But Fody, he's going to be the leader, and he did stop when the caution came out. So he did stop. Presley Sora is now second. Thomas Kuhl is now third. A Leighton Norgard, who's been up in that lead group all day. We've talked about him a number of times today. He's now fourth. Takeshi Kida, the Colombian, he is now not Colombian, he's Chilean, excuse me. He's from your neck of the woods, LGN, and he is up now in fifth. Andrew Wood, he's been kind of in that middle portion of the top 10 all day. He's right there, and now he's moved up into the mid portion of the top 10. He was in the lower portion of the top 10 for a lot of the day. So he's moved up a few spots because of this. He's now sixth. Victor Aldrich, we talked about him briefly with Destino Motorsports, and he is now in seventh. Dan Marrera, told you to watch this guy. He was the amateur division champion in the Formula Indy Series. He's now eighth. Connor Nixon, remember Connor Nixon was sideways and broken at one point during this race? He's now in ninth. And Pinheiro is now 10th, and he has to pass all these drivers. And the thing in front of Pinheiro is normally you see in these situations when these drivers stay out, these drivers in front of the leader or the would-have-been leader are all on older tires. Everybody's on new tires. So everybody, the playing field's level now.
Well, I have to mention Clendy, Stanley, Forsyth, Smith, and also Smith with 9 laps, all tires. From Nixon from Pinheiro to 40, they have new tires with 2 laps.
Clendy's going to send it 3 wide in the 1. Oh, it's Stanley. Oh, he gets by Shea Mitchell. That was a little tight there, but they did it. Now here's Clendy to the inside. And that is James Watson, who's down a lap. He's the first car down a lap. And he's side by. This is a battle for position with Stanley. Now we're going to go 3 wide at the line. Stanley's going to look underneath Clindy. That's not a good idea. Clindy will shut the door on you. Clindy's going to try to stick to the back of Pinheiro and move forward. Wood around Kidda. Now Kidda back around Wood. Wood on the high side. Wood gets the position on Kidda. Move Andrew now up the 5th. Caution on the racetrack.
Hello.
Was it Shea?
Mitchell, say sorry. Yeah, Shea Mitchell.
Shea Mitchell. I said Clay. Let's see.
Car.
See what happens. He's on a low side, letting a lot of drivers on by, which is not a bad idea, especially at this late stage of the race and you're running 23rd. And did we do apron bad?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, apron bad. He catches it. I think he just does a power slide and flattens his tires. Gives Rafi a little bit of a Code Brown moment, but he catches it, but enough to bring out the caution. So, wow. Okay, do we now see anyone else come to pit road and try to throw on some new tires and go at this thing one more time? Clindy, Stanley, Forsyth, Hunter Smith, Wagner, Richie Hearn, Kurnow, and Albrecht. They're still on the lead lap, and they have 12-lap-old tires. They might come to pit road and get a refresh.
So Wagner, Richie Hearn, and Jordan Kurnow.
Yeah, Kurnow. I should shout out Kurnow. He recently won a race in the Precision Racing League (PRL) at Kansas, and that was on a broadcasted race on another channel, and that was a timed race. But he won that race, and what he did at the end, and it was really his pit strategy. He had better tires at the end than everyone else, including good friend of the program's Indica Scarlett. and he got the win there. So he knows how to win on these type of ovals. So we'll watch him if he has enough time here, but we might not. I mean, there's only 33 laps to go here and a lot of cars to pass, and it's not very easy to pass here.
Wow, the PRL is really one of the top one so far, and if he won over there, it's really he did a good strategy. So for sure, we're gonna keep an eyes over there. But they have a lot of cars on the front of him. He's an 18.
Yeah,
it's a lot of cars, but yeah, with new tires, it should be good for him.
Okay, so let's reset the field. Lights out on the pace car. Before we do, we have a little time here. Let's go ahead and get a word in from iRacing, and we will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Green flag next time. Bye, everybody. If you heard that on the radio, welcome back. We're going to take you to the finish here, lap 169. We're going to go green officially at lap 170, riding with Andrew Wood. Let's reset the field for you. Tyler Fode is your leader by virtue of the just really staying out and getting very fortunate on the last cautions. Presley Sora second, Norgard third, Cool fourth, Wood fifth. That is your top five. Kita sixth, Aldrich seventh, Morera eighth, Connor Nixon ninth, and Pinero, who's been leading most of this day, in 10th. We're coming to the green flag this time by, hopefully for the final time. It's going to be a sprint to the finish here at Legacy, Kentucky, round one of the 2025 Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. And here we go, gentlemen.
Look at that Glendy.
Clindy's going to be really aggressive, and he's got to hold off Ethan Stanley. He wants to get by Nixon. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide. Here we go. Oh, whoa. Nice. Stanley with a big pass on the high side.
Yeah. Wow.
Andrew Wood up the fourth. Here comes Kita underneath Cool. Sora getting blocked by Fode, but that is a legal move. You're allowed one move. It's that reactionary move after. That's what's considered blocking in IndyCar racing. Morera and Stanley.
I mentioned earlier, everything can happen. It's 200 laps. Could be Pinheiro on the front for a while, and then in 10 laps, could be everything changing. Now Pinheiro is in 12th position with a struggle with the car. It's coming Craig Forsyth close to him to try to get the position for him.
Stanley gets a big run going into one, cuts down using the banking to get a run. Fode down goes to the inside, defensive, holding off Presley Sora. Presley's going to stay up high, get another run in that second lane. Here they come out of 4. Sora in the draft. A Leighton Norgard third, Andrew Wood fourth. Forsyth around Pinheiro further on back. Clindy around Aldrich a little further on front. Stanley purple lap that time by. He goes around Kita. Oh, these guys in the back are just storming forward. They know they're running out of time. Oh, Victor Aldrich, keep it off the wall, buddy. But we're going to go 3 wide.
Moreira.
Oh, Hunter Smith rolls into that a little bit faster than he wanted to, but closing rates of these cars, outstanding, man. They're so fast.
He have contact with Moreira. That's why he went to the wall.
James Watson in 19th. It's the first car 1 lap down. Richie Hearn at 18th. Last car on the lead lap. Still 18 cars. We have 23 cars still running out of the 35 that started this race. A very busy racetrack in the final stages here of this 300-miler at Kentucky. To the inside, Fody one more time. Sora is going to take the draft, swing it out, try to get a run on the high side. Fody's going to give him a little dirty air block. All the while, Leighton Norgard's getting closer and closer and closer. And the guy that I'm going to watch here and never rule him out, Andrew Wood, he is there.
It is close. One of the main contender for every single league. Where you see Andrew Good is contender for win. So we are now, he is in the 4th position. I'm just waiting for the opportunity. He have a 16 laps with the new tires. Well, it's not new, but it's basically almost new. It's going to be over there, just waiting for the opportunity.
Andrew Wood, a winner in many different levels and leagues in this community. In the Formula Indy Series, a winner at the Lionheart level.
Indy 500 champion in the Speedway Series and Lionheart Series.
Yep. And one of my broadcast partners, very knowledgeable when it comes to these cars. He has run down a Leighton Norgard. But getting to Norgard and passing Norgard, 2 things. Stanley is now going to be in this battle very soon. He is now 5th. Cool back to 6th. Kidda 7th. Clindy 8th. Connor Nixon 9th. Dan Marrera 10th. Right behind them is Craig Forsyth, one of Marrera's teammates. So maybe Forsyth and Marrera can work together. 20 to go. If you're just joining us, this is the final stages of ERN's coverage of round 1 of 12, the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series, the F5 Challenge 300 coming to you from Legacy Kentucky Speedway, where Tyler Fody, one of last season's championship challengers who just came up a little short, trying for redemption this season in 2025 BA, is our leader with 19 to go, and he and Presley Sora are pulling away. Sora started on the front row at Indianapolis last season. That was probably this season highlight, but he had a lot of good races in between that just didn't pan out for him. Can he get a good finish today? Presley finished 8th in the championship last season. And Fody's pulling away 7/10. Are the tires giving up?
Yeah, also same for Andrew Good and Norgard. It's sprayed a little bit from Sora. Clindy is coming hard on the high line.
Yeah, Clindy around. He got around Kidda for 8th. That is now 7th. Clindy, look at that high line, just keeping that momentum up. And he's running down Stanley. And if Clindy wants to be a player in this championship for this season, he's going to have to get around Stanley. Stanley's going to be there at the end of the season. Clindy plans to be there too. Clindy side by side, 15 now, 14 to go. Oh, he slides in right underneath. Yep. 15 to go. And he slides right underneath the rear attenuator of Stanley there. It's going to get a big run. Stanley's not going to quite give him the bottom line. Fody been up front all day today. He's up 2 spots. Sora, he's up 11 spots. Leighton Norgard's been up front all day. He's up 5 spots. Andrew Wood up 10 spots. Thomas Kuhl, he's up 5 spots. Clindy up 23. Kidda up 17. Connor Nixon up 15. Dan Marrera, he's up 21. Here's a battle between Smith and Forsyth for 11th. They're running out of time. The assault and the attack by Jordan Kernow stalled. Same thing for Pinero. He's back in 13th and hasn't moved anywhere. This has got to be so frustrating for Pinero, who's led 123 laps today.
Really,
I mean, he's
frustrated for him.
He's got to be thinking, it's just like, come on, man. Another one of these races where I lead a bunch of laps and I come to pit road and the caution comes out when I'm on pit road. I mean, he was remember. Yeah, I know what you're getting ready to say. At the beginning of last season, he was snake bitten in the first 3 races.
Yeah, and he finished to win the championship. Maybe because nobody was really regular in all the results. It's made to him to going from the bottom of the standing to high on the standing and to win the championship. Also, with the points he did on the Indy 500, is made to go to the championship last season. So,
yeah,
I know we have a lot of races around, but it doesn't matter. It's really frustrating. He really went.
I feel for him.
He went the lead for many laps today, almost maybe in 150 or maybe in 140 laps. And now it's a battle for 11, 10 position.
And just so you know, for the season, double.
Oh no! Oh, he hit the wall.
Who? Pinero.
Adriano, Pinheiro. But he's still in battle with Greg Forsyth.
We'll see if he hits the wall in 1 and 2. The lead, the 2-time defending champion, and led much of this race, controlled much of this race, and he just gets. I think he gets dirty air from Marrera, and slides on up right in front of Craig. Smack. Yep.
And he's still strong. Now he's 11.
Kernow just got in that. He washed up, but he's going to get a big run off the corner. Now they're going to get a run off Pinero. Pinero, not a good exit. He might be injured. Clindy's caught Wood. Clindy around Wood. Stanley around Wood. So Wood begins to fade. 6 to go. Fody, our leader now, won 1 race last season. Finished 2nd in the points. Only 62 behind Pinero. Indianapolis is double points. Gateway is double points. World Wide Technology Raceway. And then also qualifying for Indianapolis, there are bonus points involved for Indianapolis for the first 9 positions. So the fast 9 each gets, if you qualify 9th, you get 1 point. If you qualified on the pole, you get 9 points. So it's pole, each 1 less point, going to P9. So just keep that in consideration. Now, there's still some other opportunities at 2 big races this season to get double points and bonus points. Every other race this season is a single point event. No double points, no accelerators. 4 to go for Fody. And unless there's a late caution, in fact, if there's a late caution now, I think it's too late. This race will end under caution. I do not think they have a green-white checker in this league, which is fine because IndyCar does not need green-white checker.
Clint is gonna get short. Now we are gonna be 3 laps to go. He have a 7 laps fresh tire from old tire. Actually, that's crazy because he's 44 laps with the old tire and he's super, super fast. 25.0.
Here's Thomas Kuhl to the inside of Norgard here in the late stages. They almost made contact going into 3 and 4. This is for the bottom step of the podium. Thomas Kuhl getting the inside lane on Norgard. They're still battling out. At this point, the bit is in both of these drivers' teeth. No one's going to give an inch. Fody coming around, looking at the white flag this time by Tyler Fody with lap traffic in front of him. White flag in the air. Tyler Fody picked up the lead in this last caution and is just pulled away. Luck favors the bold, and Fody looking to start off this season much in the same way he did last season with a win in the early rounds off of corner number 4. Fody with the win here at Legacy, Kentucky. Presley Sora comes home second. Leighton Norgard in the duel with Kuhl comes home third. Clindy rounds out the top 5.
What a race. What a crazy race.
What a race. What a crazy race.
To be honest, I don't understand why Clindy didn't qualify. And he had a good chance to maybe stay on the podium, maybe win the race. But who knows? It could be happening the same that it happened to Adriano Piñero's finish at 9th today.
And Stanley gets credit for the purple lap for this race.
Yes, sir. 24.655, the fastest lap today.
A little bit of a victory Polish lap for Fody. I have Polish blood in my heritage. I will appreciate that. Here are the results here from round 1 of the Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series at Legacy, Kentucky for the F5 Challenge 300. Tyler Fody with the win by a second and almost 2 quarters there over Presley Sora. Leighton Norgard comes home third for his best career finish here in the series. So we're going to have a very happy podium here. Thomas Kuhl comes home 4th. Clindy 5th. Stanley 6th. Andrew Wood 7th. Kidda 8th. Pinero, not where he wanted to finish, I'm sure, comes home 9th. Connor Nixon 10th. Boy, Connor Nixon had an exciting day. But let's look at these guys in the top 10. Presley Sora up 11 spots. Kuhl up 18. Clindy up 25. Kidda up 17. Connor Nixon up 14. These guys had to come from deep in the field in order to get to here. Now, like I said, luck favors the bold every now and then. And we said this last night, sometimes luck is half the battle, just like in G.I. Joe. So you can't, where these guys get luck this week, it might not be luck next week. So luck can give you an edge, and then as you mentioned, iRacing can forgive you, but sometimes the racing gods say, nah, not today. So we'll see how this pans out for everybody, but a lot of good luck for a lot of these drivers here in the top 10. Craig Forsyth 11th, Kurnow 12th, Barrera 13th, Hunter Smith 14th, Aldrich 15th. Your top 20 is Albrecht. Thanks for the sponsorship there, Chris. We would appreciate it. Wagner, Hurd, Watson, Reblis, your top 20. Good race for Mark. Mark finished, let's see, there he goes. 13 spots better where he started. And we saw him in the wall at one point in the race. So great job for him. Sponsor of our replay there. Thank you very much. Bizarro, I bet he's kicking himself not starting on the pole. He's going to get credit for it, though, but no start. Huckleberry, Dave in 22nd. Shea Mitchell, 23rd. Lauman, Camargo, Hill, Messias, Quill, Fortune, Huckleberry, Ryan Huckleberry. All these drivers had some issues today. That's your top 30. Ingrave, Herrick, Pocock, Frankenfeld. Chad's not going to like this race at all. And Ryan Schold, I feel bad for it. And Ryan was he was available for an interview and just wasn't paying attention. I'm very, very sorry about that. That's your 35 car field.
I'm gonna put this section. I always said that on the end of the race before the interview. My guy of the day or the race of the day for me is Kyle Klengworth with 25 spots or positions gained for him.
LGN's driver of the race. If someone's looking to sponsor something, there you go. LGN's driver of the race, brought to you by 4D Racewear. There you go. I
don't know, but well, it's something like we have to mention with some of the guys make effort with 200 laps coming from the back to the front, and Klengworth did very, very good.
All right, we got some replays all queued up here. And we will bring in our first driver, which is going to be a Leighton Norgard. And I guarantee this guy is going to be a happy, happy driver. And checking the messages that were sent to me during the course of this race. Here we go. A Leighton Norgard, bringing him up in the booth. A Leighton Norgard, here he is, P3 with Mountain Man Motorsports. Best career finish here in the IndyCars. Congratulations. Just a year ago, just a rookie in the battle for the rookie championship. Getting your best finish to kick off the 2025 A season. That's a way to kick off a season. That is the way you kick off strong. You take all that momentum that you took from last season and you piled into this first race. And you, sir, got P3, and you really had to earn it there at the end because Thomas Kuhl was not making it easy for you.
Yeah, for sure. Going into the season, I just wanted to give it the full season a chance. I kind of gave up on the road courses last season. I don't plan to this time, but this is better than I expected to start the season off with, so I'm very happy with that. As for Thomas, yeah, the aero blocking with these cars is absolutely insane, and there was no way I was probably keeping him behind me without that. He had some really solid pace, catching up from a second back in a matter of a few laps, so definitely kudos to him for that speed, but it's hard to pass in these cars at this track with all the dirty air and the aero blocking. So after I got shuffled back in one of those mid-race restarts, I was kind of not feeling very confident about how I was going to finish in this race, but got kind of lucky with the yellow on the green flag stop, and just kind of put me back in a good spot and worked out for me.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned about the confidence. I think we caught the restart where I think you might have had the bell rung a little bit by Stanley and Clindy, who split you going into one. At one point, you were 3 wide. It was just off a restart, and it might have taken you a couple laps to recover. You started, I think, in the top 10, and you fell back into the mid top 15, somewhere in there, 15, 16, 17, and you recovered and came forward. And the biggest thing is maybe while you were recovering from that incident or from that situation, let's call it that, you probably saved some fuel in that process, was able to stay out longer than everybody else in that last stint. So when the caution came out, you were able to cycle forward. Have you thought about that? I mean, we caught the situation and we know what you're talking about, but by virtue of kind of falling back in the pack, did that allow you to save some fuel so you can get yourself in a better position for that last restart and that last caution to come out third in line?
I think that might have been part of it. I was also running primarily the bottom, so that's also going to save a little bit more fuel versus running up on the top. So yeah, I had a lap and a half of fuel left when the yellow came out, so I wasn't terribly close. I was going to be pitting after another lap, obviously, but yeah, on that restart, I was restarting, I think, in 6th, and I just got a car to my outside. It was one of my best restarts in terms of reacting, but the car behind was even better. And then being stuck on the bottom, I just couldn't get momentum built up, so people just kept freight training me until I finally got into an opening and and could kind of stabilize myself.
Well, lesson learned going to the next mile and a half over here in 2 weeks. Now you kind of know a little bit, they're a little bit more wiser to the restart, at least with some of these guys that are in the IndyCar community that do this on a more regular basis. But congratulations, man. A great run. You started in the top 10. You stayed in the top 10 for much of the day, come home third. Great start to the season. Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go?
All my teammates at Abbott Motorsports, Robert, I'm blanking on his name, and that's ridiculous.
Hey, man, this is your first
Robert
time on the
Hill,
podium.
Robert Hill.
Robert Pell. Go
Robert
ahead,
Hill,
say it again. Say it again. Robert Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Hill. He got disconnected mid-race. That was
Oh, that's a bummer.
really sucks for him. Kel Pocock, he got wrecked in the second lap. His first race in the league, so that's not a good start to it. And then all the guys from the NASCAR side that I run with. But yeah, good race. Happy with that result.
Congratulations on the finish, and it was quite the marathon out there. They still got another 300-miler here in 2 weeks, so get the cardio up, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks at the next one in Chicagoland.
All right, thanks, Gary.
See ya. He doesn't sound too happy. I think he's tired.
It is happy. It is happy. This is just like, oh my God, third place and my first race over here. Actually, and the first race on the season. Wow. But yeah, maybe the happiness is inside of him. I don't want to show
the
outside.
happiness is on the inside. Well, let's bring up Presley Sora, finished second today, and here he is, Presley Sora, the pro in the lineup here today. P2 in the Indy cars, and the biggest thing for you, and you didn't have the greatest qualifying. You were outside the top 10, but you got up inside the top 10, stayed there all day. But the biggest thing for you, again, is being fortunate on that last caution. You were able to cycle forward a number of positions to get to second and to try to run down Fody for the lead. And he made it difficult for you. You got close, and it looks like the tires just kind of gave up at the end, and you brought her home in a very safe and secure P2, which I still think probably should keep you happy. I know there's a number of other drivers that would graciously love to take your spot away from you. But talk about your race and certainly getting the fortunate luck on that last caution.
Yeah, well, I will say be prepared for more bad qualifying efforts because I never qualify good in these things. It just never fails.
Says the person that started on the front row at Indianapolis.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, I will say. But other than that, I can't qualify to save my life. So be prepared for more of that. But yeah, we raced really good. Just kind of gradually picked guys off as the race went on. And it was funny there at the start, each caution would fall at pretty much the exact same lap distance into a run. And yeah, I felt like I was pretty good. I felt like I was for sure a top 5 car. I didn't think we could get up to second, but like you said, that caution really helped. And I kind of expected that to happen. And I knew that, like, my luck, if I pit early, the yellow's going to come out and I'm going to get trapped a lap down. So I was like, well, I am running this thing out of fuel. And we pretty much did that. We
How much did you have in the tank before you actually had you filled up and got enough for the end there?
I think 0.3 under the caution. 3 laps.
Wow,
so
very good.
Yeah, I couldn't have even made it back up onto the track once I was down in pit road. So cut it really, really close, way too close probably. But yeah, it worked out really well for us. Transferred up to P2, and I gave Fody the best fight I could. I think it was, whoever after 4 or 5 laps was the leader, that was the person that was going to win, and he outdueled me. So there's a few moves that I wish I could redo, but hindsight's 20/20, and we'll take the P2 to start the season.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to. It's a big, I think this is your best finish in the league, or at least since we've done the broadcast. So I know you got to be happy out there. And that's a great start to the season, getting out of the blocks early with the P2 in this championship. That's going to be, that's going to pay off well, especially in the later stages of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. It is my best finish in the IndyCar series. So I was so close to getting that win, but it's going to happen eventually, and I'll be even more pumped up once it does. But yeah, shout out to Chad and everybody that puts on the league and you guys for broadcasting. Shout out to John Shulcheski, that was my spotter tonight. Shout out to Land Coin Podcast. They're on the car. Runnings Racing Designs that design the car. And then my own personal website for my IRL racing, PresleySora.com. Go check it out. Yeah, thanks everyone that made it happen, and everybody in the race for making it nice and clean.
Well, you know what they say in racing, cautions breed cautions, but conversely, podiums breed podiums, and then podiums eventually breed wins. So we think some point in the future we will see you on that top step. But second step today, congratulations. Great run, 300 miles here at Kentucky. It's not an easy feat. We'll see you at the next one when you get to Chicagoland.
Thank you. And Chicagoland's one of my best tracks on the service, so we'll see you in a few weeks.
Oh, there he goes. He's calling a shot. Presley Sora finishes second today. Congrats. We'll set you to the next one.
Thank you.
And now
I got to point the first finish for Presley Sora in St. Hopstead, Miami, 2024. August 1st, when he started 16 and finished second.
So
that's what it's the best one.
Sometimes he's just finishing the race for, our good friend Julian. He's been in a bit of a rut here trying to finishing races, but sometimes getting to the finish is half the battle. And then, as the saying goes, to finish first you must finish. And, we'll bring up the guy who finished first today. He does complete that task. Finishing first, Tyler Fody, second career win here in the IndyCar Series in the Elite Racing League. And Tyler, it's been a while since we've seen you in victory lane. Last time it was Motegi. And you come back out here on this one, and you stayed in contention all day. But really, really, the best thing was inheriting the lead when that late caution came out. And sometimes, as I always say in the broadcast, sometimes luck's half the battle. And sometimes people rather be lucky than good. I don't know how you feel about that, but you lucked out, got the lead, and by virtue of the clean air and everything, pulled away, got the win. Congratulations, man. Talk about your race.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. It definitely looked into the track position there. Adriano's just so good, and I was trying to stay with him and attack him when I could that first half of the race on the restarts, but just could not get to it. And it turned into just trying to out-save him pretty much, playing with the fuel mix and just trying to maintain second and keep him within a shot there. It was honestly what I wanted to have happen, but it was so lucky that it came to that. My only chance really was that, and I had tried to save that whole run, and I got about 3 laps on him because he had come in, and I went another lap or two and still had a couple in the tank. I was only going around maybe one more time, and then that yellow came out. So
yeah, I'm about to say it had to come down to ounces or something. I'm not sure how much you got to the pit stall with left in the tank, but he was on pit road when the caution came out, and just by you doing exactly what you said, the only way I could beat him is if I outsave him. That is exactly what led to you beating him. You outsaved him. The caution came out when he was on pit road by virtue of you staying out and having more fuel. I mean, nice call. I mean, it's just so the fine line between outsaving him and then having to come to pit road the next lap is literally that fine. It's just within seconds.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it all had to come together for that to work. And I mean, when you're racing with those guys. Really, there's 5 or 6 guys here that are just so good, and when you're so equal like that, and it's tough to pass. I mean, it was very hard tonight to do anything. You're kind of just stuck, so you got to have things like that to get the track position. We got it, and I honestly thought I was good after that, and then we got those restarts, and Presley Sora came out of nowhere. And gave me a run for my money. I was sweating bad that I was thinking I was gonna give it up there at the end. But yeah, props to him. He put up a great battle. Definitely made it more exciting. Just super happy to come away with this to start the year.
Well, you finished second in the standings last season. Now we start the season off with a big dub, puts you right to the top of the standings. going to another track that's very similar to this, which you are also in the NASCAR series. So going to a NASCAR track that the NASCAR cars do run at. So you probably adapt to your style a little bit. So you probably, I would imagine, feeling good to the start of this championship before we even get to our first road course race about a month from now.
Yeah, I dread the road courses pretty much because top fives are like a win there if I can pull that off. But yeah, everywhere else, like you said, love the ovals, real familiar with it. I'm honestly looking more forward to Chicagoland than I was to this place because we got a little more banking at Chicago, which should open up the lanes a little bit. These corners are banked, but they're just not quite there, so it does make it tough. So hoping for more passing opportunities at the next one. But just going to try and be consistent. It came down to 30, 40 points last season. That's what it's all about. So just going to have to be consistent and get what you can get every week.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors for this big win, the kickoff, the 2024 or 2025 A Championship Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. I mean, I know you got some people you want to shout out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a two-man show at Lake Norman for Indy. So it's Ethan Stanley. He is such a big help with doing this. He's been in it longer than I have with the IndyCar. So just getting setup advice from him, fine-tuning it, and he's the road course ace, so I need him more there. But looking forward to running another season with him. And then Jonathan Cutlip with JD Designs does all our paint schemes. I got a new one this year running the yellow. So far it's looking like it's working, so probably run it the rest of the year. And shout out to you guys too. I heard the broadcast was looking really good, so excited to watch that back.
Has a long history of yellow Indy cars that have done very well, led by the Yellow Submarine, and of course, who else drove a yellow car? The AJ Almendinger drove a yellow car for Through Sport for a long time. Sam Hornish, Johnny Rutherford, you name it. So a yellow car does breed success in IndyCar racing. So let's see what it does for your career this season in the future, in the later rounds. Well, congratulations. Good to have you here. Second career win after getting a win last season at Motegi, and we'll catch you at Chicago where you go in as a leader in the championship as well.
Yeah, man. Sounds good to me. I'll talk to y'all later.
See ya. All right, Lewis. Hey, you know what? Despite the, some of the little production value things we had with who's a rookie, who's not, we'll get all that stuff taken care of in the next race, and some of the graphics cleaned up. I was nervous coming into this race myself. I wanted everything to work perfectly, and I thought that this was a great race. We got to see one green flag pit stop cycle, but unfortunately in the middle of that's when the caution came out again. But it really seemed about every 33 to 35 laps the caution came out, and it kind of made it a regular thing where a lot of drivers, a lot of cars were able to finish this race, which is good. That's good for confidence to start the first race of the season like that. But it also kept a lot of cars in contention. And that's why we ended up ending this race with 18 cars on the lead lap and 23 cars still running at the end. Is just unfortunately that these cautions kind of kept everything close, but it kept a lot of people in the running, and a lot of people are now going to have some good momentum going into round two at Chicagoland, which is going to be very similar type of racing, but not identical. And we might actually see a little bit more of a pack race that we kind of saw in the early stages here at Kentucky, but a different style of racing for sure next week, even though it's going to be on a 1.5 mile oval.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a different race what it's over here. Maybe we have to check what is going to be the condition on the temperature in the track. But today the race is really good. I thought it's going to be less people finish the race, but no, the people really, really have a good mind about this championship. We started a good way. Let's see what happened in Chicagoland when it's, like I said, it's different stuff. It's a big track for sure. It's actually, I'm going to say it's not big, but look like big, look like more wide, look like more super speedway, but it doesn't. This is like it's a good track for a start, but actually really like it how we started. It's supposed to be always started with Homestead as a track. I remember in iRacing in this championship, we started in Homestead, and it's always tough to start in Homestead, Miami, in this kind of car. So good started. Tyler 40 once again is the winner of the race, and back for Pinheiro, he led in 130 laps. Actually, I counted 130 laps today.
Yeah.
And for one yellow flag, the mistake for exit on the corner, on the pit lane, it's cost the race. And also, you know what? When you going for 130 laps on the lead, you have to management with nobody. So that's the problem with happening with Pinheiro today.
Maybe it would, he comes in as an independent every season with no teammate. Maybe he could use some teammate, some help out there, a little cooperation. He does so well by himself, but maybe someone to help him draft and get those longer runs. I mean, the difference in this race for Fody getting the win and staying out it just came down to a mere ounces of virtual fuel in the tank. That's kind of what it came down to, is mere ounces in the tank. If Pinheiro could have gone an extra lap, they would have come in at the same time, and it probably would have been a little bit different. But Pinheiro, by virtue of staying out in front, didn't have anyone to really work with, and he had less fuel than Fody, who was kind of drafting and conserving behind. And props to Fody. It paid off.
Yeah, for sure, it paid off. But who knows if it's somebody helped to him in the back, like started on the pit or do this, do that. So if it's Adriano Pinheiro won the championship by himself in track, he can do it this year. So we saw last year how he started in the wrong way. I saw in my first race when I commented with you on Motegi GP, when he started a good position on the track, third position, I think so. He started third, fourth, and he went down to retire the car, and then at some point he won the championship. So we still have a lot to go.
Long way
from today to World Wide Technology Raceway. So let's see what's happening on Chicagoland in 2 weeks.
So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium for the F5 Challenge 300 from Legacy Kentucky Speedway is Tyler Fody, with second career win with the big dub tonight. Presley Sora, his best finish in the IndyCar, is coming home second, and the Leighton Norgard, best finish in the IndyCar, is coming home third. Join ER again Thursday, February 20th for round 2 of the 2025 Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. From the Chicagoland Speedway for the Chicagoland Indy 300. Coverage begins around 7:45 p.m. Eastern at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. And you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com and just search keyword Elite Racing Network. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support ERN with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race, and to enjoy tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of ERN's other iRacing programming, including the Juicy Spider Studios Elite Truck Series, Sundays at 8:30 p.m., and that's Eastern Time, and the Mark J. Revlis Grand National Series, Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The next IndyCar race may not be for 2 weeks, but there's plenty of action here on ERL and the ERN, the action to follow. So ring that bell icon. You won't want to miss it. Tonight's Kentucky 300 race is sponsored by the F5 Challenge. F5 Challenge is a non-profit organization that enriches lives through face-to-face fellowship and exciting adventure challenges in a faith-driven environment. Their mission is built on the 5 F's: faith, fellowship, fitness, fortitude, and fun. F5 Challenge inspires people to lead active, connected, and purpose-filled lives. Learn more to get involved by visiting their website or following them on social media. All the links you need are in the description. The Elite Racing League's IndyCar Series naming rights are paid for by Warriors for Peace. Warriors for Peace is an Indianapolis-based non-profit organization working to end violence and inspire peaceful change. Founded in memory of Jack Shockley, they support youth through scholarships, mentoring, and community programs. To learn more or to support their mission, visit their webpage at warriors4peace.org. That's the number 4peace.org. Or follow one of their socials today. All the links you need are in the description. We want to thank Warriors for Peace for their continued support of this signature series. A special thank you to the ERL premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing and World Wide Technology Raceway. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg. Fueling small businesses to win big. To learn more about Blue Egg, go to blueeggmarketing.com or click on their link in the stream description. World Wide Technology Raceway is a premier motorsports facility located in Madison, Illinois, just minutes from downtown St. Louis and the iconic Gateway Arch to the west. To learn more about World Wide Technology Raceway, to buy tickets for their premier events, check out www.traceway.com or click on their link in the stream description. For business inquiries to learn more about the Elite Racing League and what we do, visit EliteRacingLeague.com. Subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, or follow us on X and Instagram. As always, links are in the description. So, for LGN, everyone here at ERN, I'm Gary Gotzo saying all good night. And thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again in 2 weeks at Chicagoland Speedway for the next race of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. Good night.